Hello everyone, welcome back. Smothered Run once again with another Shogun 2 Avatar online battle, and this is at Ishiyama Ruins, which is, I think, a very interesting map. Lots of terrain, lots of forests, so you can sort of hide units around if you want. It would be interesting to do a Kisho army here, a Kisho ninja army here. And it's also kind of neat because each player gets at least one good building. In this case, I get the farmhouse, which I go, yay, whoopee, but I do get the sword dojo, which is nice. My opponent gets to grab the archery dojo and the workshop, which definitely is a good thing for my opponent. So it's a small battle. Got my sort of sword core here, two lone swords, a veteran katana samurai, sword attendant, and naginata attendant, and two light cavalry in the back, and one Yashigaru guarding the rear. And my opponent here has... It's a small battle, so... what does he have? We have Yashigaru. It's a veteran Yashigaru. Two bow samurai. One, two, three... Nope. One, two katana samurai and one lone sword. A light cavalry here, and then one more light cavalry here running up to take the archery dojo. So I only have one bow unit, and it's an Ashigaru against his two samurai, so automatically my opponent's gonna have the advantage. My goal right now is just to grab the farmhouse just for movement, just because why not? And I've only sent one unit of cavalry out. I only revealed one. So they're going to capture the sword dojo, and then as soon as they're done, I'm going to go and stuff them into the trees because I have some ideas as how to deal with this. So my opponent has only one unit of spears right now, and it was kind of neat what he did. He went up and sent his light cavalry up, grabbed just to make sure he had possession, and then as soon as he could, he sent his cavalry over, didn't dismount them, and just used a Yari Ashigaru to cover. And he's sending a Katana Samurai over to help with that. So this is going to be an interesting battle just for the sake of my opponent has an infantry advantage having two katanas to my one, and he's got an advantage with his bows. So it's going to be a very difficult battle to fight, just because I am coming at a bit of a disadvantage here. So the most important thing is going to be trying to skirmish the appropriate units, make sure I try to draw him out as best as I can to force him to attack me the way I want him to. But he also ends up sort of kind of camping. We both kind of do. But I'm trying to move to a position where I can attack his army a little bit better, because again, this army would be vulnerable to getting surrounded, so I want to make sure I don't get surrounded. So nothing's really happening. We're both just capturing buildings, not really doing much. So, and like I said, I've gone and stuffed my cavalry in these trees. I mean, he knows they're there, but he doesn't know that I necessarily have another one. Now, my opponent's doing a good job here, spreading out a big long line, because the idea is to stop me in my charge and encircle me as best as possible. So I decide I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to take my units and start moving them around, as you can see here. So just going to double speed because some movement, and I actually am walking them because I don't want them to get tired this time. I think that was one of the big problems the last time I played a small battle and lost, was I was running all over the place. So I'm only running my bows when I need them to. Everyone else is walking, because I want to sort of set it up that my opponent doesn't necessarily know what I'm doing. Because for the most part, like I said, my opponent has the infantry advantage. We're even with cavalry, and he's got a bow advantage. So to do this right, it's going to take a little bit of finesse, and it's going to take some serious management on my part. So right now, nothing's really happening. I know automatically with his bows, he's got increased, we both have the same range, but he's basically got unlimited ammo. So I have to use my bows effectively. One of the things I'm going to need to do is try to at least shoot into his Ashigaru or his Katana Samurai. So now I see his cavalry coming around. I know they're going to try to engage me, which is good. I expect him to, and he is going to try to send his, at the very least, either try to capture the farmhouse from me, or try to attack me in the flank with his veteran Yaris and his light cavalry. So I'm moving my forces out. I want to try. I'm looking right now like I want to try to slow him down or stop him, but also going to make sure that I don't stray too far because I don't want my guys to get flanked. I'm also setting up so that he can't actually capture the building. Now I see his troops advancing. We're trading arrows. Fortunately he's only got one. Yeah, they're just not firing, so that's okay. We can trade arrows. They've already got he's got 45 and he's got 60, so I mean he will reload more. But that's okay. The moment my bows are just basically there as a distraction, something to think about, but not take out of his mind completely. I've already brought my one cavalry that he already saw out, just as a threat. And now when I think I see an opportunity, I'm going to try to get in and just cause a little bit of havoc with my... because he's got his swords exposed, he's got his bows exposed, and he has no spears around here. His closest spears are all the way over here. So at the last second, and now he does individually order them, but I got a chance to hit his bows. I'm going to hit his bows because they're going to be one thing I need to take care of. So get a nice charge in. I do end up pulling my trying to pull my cavalry back. His bows are down to half strength now, and while he's busy dealing with that, I'm bringing my other cavalry out from hiding.
Our men are running.
I do lose one unit of cavalry.
Shameful display.
I decide maybe not to engage his swords quite yet with my cavalry. I'm going to hold them on reverse, but while I was doing that, I ended up moving up my swords, and now I'm sending these units here out to engage his two swords just to slow them down. He can do whatever he wants now on this flank. My Yaris are actually in Yari wall, which does actually tire them out over time. But these two units here, if cheap units, are going to just hold his katanas down. That's all they need to do. My swords are running. His cavalry's not being used very well at this point. Bringing my general up just to try to, if anything else, just cause some havoc. His spears are in probably the worst possible spot right now.
Our men are running from the battlefield. A shameful display.
This side has broken, but I do have a chance to get into his general. I get a chance to get into his lines here, and fortunately I've got him a little too tied down in micromanagement, so my swords won't get, or his swords won't engage my general, who's just sitting there like a dum-dum. Bringing my infantry up. My Yaris are now no longer in Yari wall, but that's okay. Right before they get engaged, I do try to put them in the Yari wall, but his light cavalry's been pinned up. My general's chasing down his bows, and his whole center line has broken. And this one unit of surviving light cavalry is going to go after his general, who just disappeared. Oh, that was my. No, not my bows. Must have been one of my sword attendants or naginata attendants. I'm attacking his swords from behind. Now it's just mop up. I'm shooting at his general with my bows. Probably not best use of their time because he's running all over the place. But I've managed to get a couple really good charges off into his general. He's down to 9 men and just constantly running away, so his melee defense goes to 0. The only thing that's going to protect him is his armor. So these units are routing, shattered.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
And that's going to be the end of the battle. So there you go. That's one way to take on another sort of an army that has better quality units than you do. Is just, again, try to outflank them, make them move around, and the more you can make your enemy try to adjust to your movements, and get them into a position where you can attack them when they're busy doing other things, or they're busy doing busy trying to get something else sorted out to attack you. The more you can do that, the better off you are. So one thing I have noticed is when people do generally try to take the initiative to attack, usually they are the ones that will be more successful. So anyways, because it seems like the initiative in this game always seems to go to the person who actually tries to attack. But anyways, have a great one, and we'll see you again sometime.